I recently switched to a safety razor and shaving brush. Let's make a stand for them. I could just place them on the shelf like any other razor, but I'm a woodworker and I can't help myself. I had some walnut offcuts that were just the right size for this project. Nothing better than some unnecessary walnut. I cut some cottonwood and purple hard strips for the top. To glue these up, I attached double-sided tape to a piece of MDF to stop the strips from sliding around during the glue up. This worked really well, but separating the piece from the double-sided tape was almost as hard as splitting an atom. I sanded all the pieces at 120 and then 180 grit to get them ready to be glued up. I mark the location of the drawer box sides and tape off the inside. This will help catch any squeeze out. A few dabs of super glue help keep the sides in place until I can add some clamps. I use a chopstick to clean up glue on the inside of the drawer box, since it would be impossible to sand once the glue had set. I mark the striped piece and cut it to size. I'll use this for the top of the stand and drawer front. I make sure the piece is square and mark a center line. Using a punch, I make a reference point to drill the holes for the razor and brush. For the first hole, I use a 20mm Forstner bit, drilling from both sides to prevent tear out. I then swap to a 30mm Forstner bit for the second hole. Here's where things start to go south. My mark wasn't centered, and as I start drilling from the other side, the bit veers off. And that's why you clamp a piece down while drilling. Once my heart rate returns to normal, I've finished drilling the hole, but the result is rather disappointing. Feeling sorry for myself, I vacuum up my mess and contemplate the next step, ultimately deciding to forge ahead with my less than perfect piece. I use my marking knife to make a small notch as a starting point for my saw. You can't see this, of course, because my pasty elbow is in the way. My handsaw skills clearly need some work, so I tackle the piece with a file and some sanding paper. I could have saved myself a lot of trouble if I had just cut it on the table saw. Now onto some more glue ups. I use clamping squares to glue the top of the neck to the stand. A gentle nudge tells me it's time for dinner. If you think he's cute, give him a like. The next morning, the glue had dried and I can set to work on finishing the drawer box and drawer. I mark and cut the drawer box and bottom to size. I then start gluing up the smallest drawer I've ever built. A drinking straw works great to get glue out of corners. With the drawer set aside, I can glue the drawer bar to the stand's neck. I left everything to set up for a few hours before checking the fit on the drawer and marking where to cut the drawer front and drawer to size. I temporarily attach the drawer front to the drawer with double-sided tape to make sure that the drawer front lines up well with the drawer box. After attaching and letting the glue set on the drawer front, it's time for a final sanding to flatten the sides and bottom. I also hand sand some of the hard to reach areas and break the edges. And with that, the stand is ready for some finish. Nothing complicated here, just a coat of Danish oil. Just look at that walnut come to life. And here's the final product. If you'd like to watch me screw up something else in future, tap subscribe. It's free.